Looking to make some improvements in your life? Well, our next guest says that if you have the confidence to enjoy being yourself, then the rest will follow. Hello, Mr. Doctor, I should say, Dain Heer.
Thank you very much.
I'm
nice
the
to be
presence of a
here.
doctor. Lovely to see you, but this isn't the first time you've been on the Good Morning Show.
No, actually, I love the Good Morning Show. It's a good morning when you're on the Good Morning Show.
It always is. Tell us all about the change in your life that led you to basically be where you are today.
Well, basically 12 years ago, I was in a place where I looked like I had the perfect life from the outside, and people would tell me this. I was starting a practice in Santa Barbara, California. I had a girlfriend. We were on the track to marriage. You know, I was living in paradise, and yet I was dying inside. I had tried so many things to change my life, and I still woke up struggling with money, struggling with self-esteem, struggling in my relationship. And I said, universe, you have 6 months. Either my life changes or I'm killing myself.
Were you serious about that?
No, I was dead serious,
really?
actually. Pardon the pun. And I really got to that place, and I made this demand, and I didn't care whether it changed or I died. And literally a week later, I found something called Access Consciousness, and all those changes I'd been looking for actually started showing up. And so now I'm sharing as much of that as I can with people, because I know there are people out there that want to change things. These are some tools that might make it a possibility. Access Consciousness. Yeah.
What, strip it right back for me? Tell me exactly what it is.
Yeah, very simply, it's a set of tools, techniques, information, and ways of looking at the world that allow you to change the things you want to change. For example, if you want to change your money situation. I worked with one lady for an hour and a half, and she called me 2 weeks later in tears and laughter at the same time and said, I just doubled my income. And I went, wow. Well, what we had done is we'd gotten to whatever the point of view was for her that was stopping that from occurring, and changed it, and now her income has gone up ever since. So you can change even the things you never thought were possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do you think, in your situation, where do you think your unhappiness was coming from? And so if somebody's sitting at home and they're feeling like that,
yeah.
Where is it coming from, and how do you go about making that first step?
Well, in my case, there were a lot of things where I realized that I'd tried so many things to create changes, and it felt like they would change for a day and then the door would slam again.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. But one of the weird things that I found is that 98% of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions don't actually belong to us. We're picking them up like a big psychic radio receiver. And I know it sounds weird. And you look at, you're like, really? I mean, come on. Somebody should have told me this when I was born. But what it is if you'll use this one simple tool, if you'll ask, who does this belong to the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and the judgments you have for 3 days. At the end of 3 days, you'll walk around like you're in a walking, talking meditation. No thoughts in your head.
Really?
Yeah,
so
really.
Just run that, because you said that really quickly. So run that again.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You just ask, who does this belong to?
Who does what belong to? What do you mean?
Exactly. Well, let's say you're having a great day, and all of a sudden you're driving to work and you get hit with anger. You know, you're angry about something.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's not yours? What if you're picking it up from the guy driving next to you?
What?
I know. Doesn't that sound weird? Exactly. And I thought so too until I tried it, and I realized it's weird. But if you'll ask, when you get hit with that anger, if you say, who does this belong to?
Yeah.
If the anger lightens up, it's not yours. Return it to whoever it belongs to. You don't even have to know who it is.
If it doesn't lighten up, it was yours.
If it doesn't lighten up, it was yours, and then you've got some work to do to change it.
Okay, because you always talk about being yourself, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really important.
Yeah, but if you have... See, the thing is, what I like to ask people is, what if there were nothing wrong with you? What if no choice you ever made was wrong? What if you just couldn't see what was right about it? And what if instead of looking at the wrongness of you, you went, well, what's right about me that I'm not getting?
Yeah.
What's right about this choice that I made that I'm not getting? Because there's something right about everything we choose. We're just not taught to look at that.
People have said, and well, I think you've actually described your own work as slightly weird.
Yes.
Why? What do you do?
You know, the original meaning of weird was of spirit, fate, or destiny.
Right.
So when people tell me I'm weird, I say, thank you so much. But the reason I say it's weird is because it's not the mainstream. It's not what's the common.
So what are you doing here with these people? Hands-on?
Yeah, actually...
Waving your hands around before?
With my, you know, past as a chiropractor, I learned not only hands-on healing, but I also learned that you could have an energetic effect on people and their bodies just by being you in a different way.
Okay.
Like if you ever walked into a room or had a friend that was having a really bad day,
yeah.
and you go up and you give them a hug and it brightens their day and changes the world.
Yeah.
Well, basically that's kind of like a hug, except they can't
in a different way.
Kind of like that.
What sort of response do you get from people?
Amazing responses. I mean, the number of emails that I've gotten in the last year, I've probably gotten over 1,000 emails in the last year.
Well, we have a clip of a person in particular.
Really?
Space, joy. It was a scream of life. It's fantastic.
Are you ever going to be the same person?
Never. It's not possible. You're entering a different level of life, different level of space, a different level of possibilities. Things change.
She's on the verge of tears.
Yeah.
She looked really happy.
Well, and the thing is, and you know, you probably picked the weirdest thing I've ever done and showed it on TV, which I love, which is
Okay,
awesome.
good.
But you know what? What if we can be a greater gift to ourselves and each other than we've ever acknowledged? And that's really what this is about, is coming out of the wrongness of us, coming out of the judgment of us, so we can be the gift for ourselves and each other that's truly possible.
Fascinating. Gosh, it's been so fabulous meeting you. Thank you so much.
you.
Could talk for hours on this one.
I know, let's do it.
I know. Out the back, a little bit later. Good stuff, Dain. Thank you. Well, Thursday is baking day on Good Morning, and Rod's primed with yeast and flour.